You're back for part three, huh? Hopefully, you've watched part one and part two, which is fire and air. You're about to watch water, so enjoy. Welcome. Next element, water. So water signs, that's Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So I'll start with Pisces because I have a lot of family members that are actually Pisces. I said a lot as if they're all. Anyways, so Pisces, and also best friend is Pisces, and my other best friends are also Pisces, moons or risings. Actually, I've noticed that I have a lot, that I tend to attract a lot of water energy, and I think it is because as an earth sign, that's my opposite element, and like I think, anyways, I'll get into it. But either way, even in my other friends who have like fire signs or air signs or earth signs and may not have a water sign, they tend to have water moons or water risings. So I think there must be something about water signs that makes me feel like I can just be myself and makes me feel comfortable being around them. And that's very true about Pisces for sure. I feel like I feel like my Pisces best friend was the first person outside of my family that I can remember at least realizing that they're the first person outside of my family that I can remember showing me what unconditional love was. She is someone that I want to have for the rest of my life. Like me and her, we've talked about being like in a nursing home together, or like if we don't get married, which I've also promised my other best friend who's a Pisces rising and Pisces moon, she does herself. So we'll just be, the three of us married. if we're single at, guys, let's give it till like 50. Although my Pisces Sun bestie, she's in a long-term relationship now, so I think they're actually gonna get married. So I guess I won't get married to her if I don't get married. Anyways, the point is, sorry, the point is, she was the first person to show me like what unconditional love is, and to recognize it as unconditional love. Because I'm sure there were other people who were showing me unconditional love, but I didn't truly like notice it, and it wasn't as intense, I guess, as with her. And I think Pisces are very, very, I feel like all Pisces really are like that. They're very, I would say all of them are pretty empathetic, as the stereotype says. And they are, like, I feel like they just always want to be there for their people, and they'll take on what their people are feeling. They're very sensitive for sure. And I would say that they remind me of Libra in this. The thing that I don't like about them is because if they know that something's going to hurt you, they may not tell you about that thing. So they're very similar to Libra for that. And I don't like it, like I said. I just, like, I prefer that, regardless of whether the truth is ugly, I would like to hear it. Whereas I feel like Pisces and Libra tend to feel like, oh no, it's an ugly truth, let me protect them from it. And it's like, bitch, I can take it. Like, come on. So I don't like that about them. And honestly, I've never actually dated a Pisces man. And I don't know why. But I think if I found out a man was a Pisces, I think that's a conversation. And I could see myself dating him, and it's a conversation that I would have to have with them. Like, listen to me. I don't care how ugly the truth is, you're going to have to tell it to me. Or even, they're also non-confrontational like Libra. So that's something that I'd have to really discuss with them. Like, the only way this is going to work is if you tell me shit, like point blank, whether I like it or not. We'll work through it, just tell me. So, yeah, I haven't really dated like Pisces men. I did date this Capricorn man who was a Pisces rising, but like Pisces, I haven't really dated. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I can say about them. But I do like Pisces. Okay, so one thing that I will say though about Pisces and Cancer is, one thing I've noticed about both Pisces and Cancer people is they can be emotionally manipulative. And I'm not calling out any of you, but at the same time maybe I am. I'm just being vague so that none of you go like, are you talking about me? When was I emotionally manipulative with you? Anyways, they can be emotionally manipulative. And the thing is, because as their people, we know that they are very sensitive, and they care deeply and all that stuff. So I feel like they can use that against you. And they tend to end up focusing on how they feel about something instead of what that thing is. So even when they've done something to you, they might end up centering how bad they feel that they've hurt you. They'll be aware of the fact that they've hurt the person that they care about. So then that hurts them, that they've hurt you, and then you end up focusing on the fact that they're hurt that they've hurt you, other than the fact that you're hurt that they did something. So that's something that I've definitely noticed about Cancer and Pisces. And it can be a bit exhausting. Not a bit, it can be pretty emotionally exhausting to deal with that. And yeah. Oh, and all the water people that I know are very cryy. They cry a lot. That's been a stereotype that I've definitely noticed about all the water signs that I know. For sure, they cry a lot. What other stereotype about Pisces? Oh, another thing, Pisces can be toxic. Water in general. Yep, all three of them, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, they can be pretty toxic, I would say. And so I think a part of me would worry about what it would be like dating a Pisces man for that reason. Because I've definitely experienced, I've been pretty close to a Pisces and we're not as close anymore, but they were a pretty toxic person to the point where I at this point in my life, I would be worried about dating I didn't date her, but like still dating a Pisces for the toxicity that I've seen. So yeah, let's move on to Cancer. So Cancer, one could say the way I experience a Cancer would be different from the way I experience other signs, including Capricorn, in the sense that Cancer is supposed to be my opposite sign. So as a result, the way that they go about things is something, I like to observe the Cancers in my life, because the way they go about things, sometimes I'm like, wow, that's very interesting. Like it's just such a learning opportunity for me. So I would say I like having them in my life because they tend to teach me more about myself. I've noticed that. So I don't have any Cancer in my family. But I do have Cancer friends, and dated a few Cancer men. For my Cancer friends, I've noticed, so they tend to say that Capricorn is pretty protective of Cancer. And I'd say with her, especially with the one that I'm closest to, oh my God, yes. It's very interesting. I feel like with other signs of friends, me becoming protective about them, it took me time to get there. It took me not necessarily that it was intentional, but it was after I decided, okay, after I made the decision to care about them, then I became protective of them. Whereas I feel like with Cancers that I've allowed into my life, I'll become protective of them before I even decide that I've allowed them into my life. And it's been very interesting to see that I realized that, like with the Cancer friend that I'm thinking of right now, when when stuff in class would happen, I'd be ready to fight and then be like, why do I care about, why am I so protective of this person? So it was later when I realized she's a Cancer and I was like, oh. And the thing is, they're equally protective of Capricorn, and in a way that I feel Capricorn ends up appreciating from them more than from other signs. I think it's in a way that Capricorn finds more nurturing as a result. And I think that's something that Capricorn is drawn to in Cancers. That's something I've noticed in friendship and dating, I would say. And then they're very intuitive, I would say, when it comes to emotions. Like Pisces, Cancers are very good at picking up emotions, I would say. But interestingly, I feel like Pisces, yes. I feel like the way Pisces picks up on Capricorns, my emotions anyways, maybe not all Capricorns, but me as a Capricorn, the way Pisces picks up on my emotions is a bit different from the way Cancer picks up my emotions. I feel like the way Cancer picks up on my emotions makes me uncomfortable compared to the way Pisces picks up on my emotion, or who I am as a person. I would say I'm the kind of person who, as I'm getting to know someone, I want them to, like if I tell this person, if I show them ABC, I want them to only see ABC. I'm just like that. Unfortunately, with cancers, because I'm talking about cancers, they tend to say the whole fucking alphabet. And it's like, I did not tell you the whole alphabet, so stop saying the whole alphabet. You are right in saying the whole alphabet, but that's not what I want you to see. I want you to see A, B, and C. So I found that very uncomfortable dating them, because it's like, I want to hide this emotion from you. I want to hide this thing about my personality from you, but they're able to see it. And it makes me very uncomfortable. It's something that I'm working on not being uncomfortable with people seeing me when I do not want them to see those parts of me. But I think it definitely makes me very uncomfortable when cancers are able to see it, dating wise. Because friendship wise, I'm okay with it, because I've decided that I want this person to really get to know me. Whereas dating wise, it's like I'm still deciding if I want you to really get to know me. And I feel like they're leaping and seeing through me, and it makes me very uncomfortable. I don't like it. I really don't like it. But I'm adjusting. What else? Yeah, Cancer men that I've dated or just talked to, I feel like they tend to get soft Sandra way quicker than other signs, I would say. Other signs they'll end up getting soft Sandra, but like the way Cancer has seen soft Sandra has been like this, whereas the Libra dude that I was talking to, he got to see soft Sandra, but it was with time. And it's still again, it's something that makes me very uncomfortable. Like, why are you able? I hate it so much, but at the same time, I also find it attractive, and it draws me. It definitely draws me to them in the way that they just soften me very quickly. So yeah, that's been my experience with Cancer men. Although one thing that I don't like about Cancer men, other than them seeing through me quickly when I don't want them to, is just the way they can be so moody and just draw back. And I hate that so much. And not just Cancer men, also with Cancer friends. Is I just, as an earth sign, stability is so important to me, because then if someone is unstable, it makes me feel like I can't count on them. If you change like this, it just makes me very uncomfortable. It makes me feel like I can't count on you. And I feel like Cancer men are very quick to, their moods are very quick to like change, and it makes me very insecure getting to know them and allowing myself to fall for them, because it's like I don't know who I'm going to get. Actually, it's the same thing with Geminis as well. I feel like they're very like hot and cold. Cancer and Gemini, oh my god, are very hot and cold. Yes, so that's something that I do not like. I do not like that. It makes me feel like I don't know where I stand with them. And then next is Scorpio. So I've told you guys I've never been in love. However, there's been two men that I've almost been in love with. I almost said his name. The Libra, and then the Scorpio. Most especially the Scorpio. I really did almost fall in love with Scorpio. And he has been the one man who has properly humbled me. So I told you guys I'm a Scorpio Venus. And honestly, I think me being a Scorpio Venus drew me to this Scorpio Sun male so much more than other signs as a result. It was very electric between us. The chemistry was so intense. I remember this one time I posted my status where I was, because Thursdays I tend to go to Afrikiko for Kizomba. Anyways, so I just posted that I was, at Kizomba. Next thing I know, this man shows up, and we were still it was still very early on, like talking stage early on. Next thing I know, he shows up, but he didn't tell me he was coming, and he didn't tell me when he got there. All I remember is at some point I was taking a break from dancing, I'm about to go sit, or actually I was going back to where my friends were, and he comes out of nowhere, and I ran to him, like as if I hadn't seen him 2 weeks ago. The way I was running to him, like I hadn't seen him in years. Anyway, when I was around him, it felt like I was like the rest of the world was just non-existent. In fact, I remember running to him and forgetting that I hadn't even introduced him to my friends. He had to be like, Sandra, you haven't introduced me to your friends. And I was like, oh shit, we're around people? Oh, okay. I hope I feel that feeling again. It's been the closest to love that I've ever been to, in just such intensity. Yeah, I haven't experienced such intensity And I'm not surprised that it was with a Scorpio, because they tend to say Capricorn and Scorpio can, like, it can be fire between us, basically. It can be very electric. We can be a power couple if we decide to actually work and put aside, you know, our pettiness and our power plays and our need to feel like we're both in control, because that was something that was happening between us. We both wanted to be in control. We both wanted the other one to admit how they felt first. We both, like, if you can put those things aside and decide, you know what, I'm going to be vulnerable, and Capricorn and Scorpio can work very well. But after this man, I'm never dating a Scorpio again. He ruined, this was such, like, it took me, it took me forever to get over this man. I finally got over him. I can remember, it was just months ago on my birthday, on my 25th birthday. After the shit this man pulled, I got over him. And I can, it feels so good to be over him and just have that as a weight lifted off of me. Anyway, I'm sure I've talked, I think it's going to be the longest talk I'll have on a man in this video, because with him, in fact, all I had to say was Scorpio, and some of my friends already knew who I was talking about, because that's how much of an effect he had on me. A number of times I unblocked him. Like, it was just block and block between me and him. And I knew it would hurt him when I would block him. But for some reason, it's like I needed to hurt him for the things that he would do. And then I'd let him back into my life. And then things would be nice in the beginning. And then they'd go back to what it was before. And then I'd feel like a fool for liking him in my life again. Then I'd block him because I'm like, I'm going to do better. So I'm really going to get over him. And then I'd really miss him. Then I'd get him back in my life. It was such a cycle. It went on and on for a year. Until finally, like, I the last thing he did made me really open my eyes. And I was like, Sandra, this man is toxic for you. We were, you know what? Let me not even lie, we were toxic for each other, because I did some pretty toxic shit. Like, I knew it would hurt him when I block him sometimes, and I just did it because I was like, I knew it's going to hurt you. Or he would call and I just ignore him. Yeah, I would never date I would never date a Scorpio man again, because I feel like they would easily bring out the toxicity in me, the toxicity that I'm trying to get away from in myself. They would definitely make me, you know, that person. So I'm just gonna not date a Scorpio man ever again, because whew. But yeah, Scorpio was intense. Scorpio was definitely intense. Dating him made me feel very alive. In fact, up to this day, he's the only man I can say I skipped a class for. Me, academic, I'm in med school. I skipped lab. Lab is something you can't make up for. Lab is not like lecture where you can get notes from your friends and stuff. I missed lab for this man. And I remember for the rest of that semester, I kept being like, Sandra, I can't believe you missed class for a boy. And it was him, because there's just something about him that just made me feel like I always wanted to be around him. And he just really made me feel so alive and so seen and just so, yeah. Alright, I'm done talking about him. I really am over him, and I talked about him for a long time, but it's because up to now he's been the closest person that I have seen myself falling for. And I'm worried that I may never feel the way I have felt about him again, even though I've never fallen in love with him. It wasn't love. It really wasn't love, by the way. But even then, it was very intense, and I'm worried I will never feel that intensity again. So yeah, let's move on. Now that we're finished. So I don't have any Scorpio family members, although I do have family members who are Scorpio risings. But like Scorpio suns, no. But I was a friend, I had a Scorpio best friend, like one of my best friends in high school was a Scorpio. And even when we went to universities, even though we're in different continents, we were still pretty like close. And then this horrible time in my life, something happened, and she was so dismissive. She just, like, she wasn't there for me. When I let her know that I was hurt, that she wasn't there for me, she dismissed it, and she made me feel like I was hurting. I was hurting when I was going through this, and she made me feel like she hurt me basically. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget how that made me feel. I blocked her, because it just, after this day, I still can't believe someone can say what she said to me. And she apologized, like, within a couple of weeks of it happening, she apologized, and I could tell she was really sorry. And I'm sure it's something I should never do again. But I think for me, when I see her, when I think of her, I think that will always come to mind. I don't think it's something that I'm ready to let go, because it just hurts so much that she did that to me. But outside of that, we were good. Like I said, Capricorn and Scorpio can really get along, and we were really good. It's just when that happened, it made me feel like I couldn't trust her. And it's not like this was the first thing that she ever did. I'm sure there were things that I did that hurt her, and we'd forgive each other, and she would do the same. And the thing that she ended up doing to me, actually, I had seen her do it to other people, but she'd never done something that bad to me. So when it did happen, I was like, okay. I mean, before I was able to ignore things because she was doing it to other people, not me, but now it's happened to me, and I couldn't. So.
Basically, when it was good between us, being friends with her showed me that when you're in their inner circle, which it takes a while to get into their inner circle, but when you're in a Scorpio's inner circle, they're very loyal, very like fiercely protective. They're the kind of people who you don't have to be there to know they'll have your back. So there are some good things about them. I didn't mean to sound so bitter. But yeah, so this is the end of the water sign video. Thank you for checking it out. And so the next one and the last one in this astrology series is the earth sign videos. So make sure you check it out. Thank you for watching. Bye.